Edgar, now that you've had a chance to kind of get a sneak peek for a little bit, what's the barometer as far as the enthusiasm of Billy Napier among the Gators fan base?
I think people are pretty enthused. He's an engaging guy. He's extremely thoughtful in his answers, if not profound on some level. I'm pretty impressed with how he digs into a question, and you almost read it later, like your transcription of it, man. And you're like, man, that's some pretty deep stuff. And he is very, very, I believe, not window dressing, that he is concerned about the entire kind of player. Like, he talks about the holistic approach. He wants these players to get something out of this 4 or 5 years they're in college. Whether it's a degree, a new perspective on life, their eyes open on some level. Because he looks at he knows that 10 of these guys might play in the NFL if they're lucky, right? So he looks at it in a cool way, I think. And I think fans like that. But at the same time, they want to see more top players coming to Florida. They're hand-wringing about his lack of impact in the transfer portal thus far, after basically talking about being very aggressive there. The recruiting for 2023 is paramount. They need to land a monster class in 2023. So there's a lot of focus on that, because there are questions and holes all over this roster because of some of the neglect of the previous regime on the recruiting trail. I mean, Dan Mullen was a wonderful play caller, developer, and very astute football mind, but that organizational piece and the recruiting piece, he kind of lost sight of somewhere along the way, and this is why Billy Napier's here.
Edgar, we have a little bit of that, not a little bit of it. It sounds like you're describing how Dave Aranda approaches things here at Baylor. He's kind of the same way about the holistic approach, the person of a player is kind of the mantra there. But for Billy Napier on the recruiting trail, I mean, it's pretty impressive. The at least the guys he's got putting Florida on their list right now, that wasn't happening for the last 2 years, isn't it?
I definitely think that he's getting inroads with some players of a different ilk, let's say. One thing he's done that you guys being over in Texas, and you probably aren't quite as aware of the IMG Academy in Bradenton. It's a football factory.
Oh, yeah.
It's a sports factory. It's like what Nick Bollettieri made his name, developing all these tennis greats, Andre Agassi and Sellis and all these people. And now it's this big football factory, and the Gators didn't get anyone out of that under Dan Mullen, anyone out of that place. And Billy already got a borderline 5-star safety, Kamari Wilson, who Georgia was after, and he just signed a lineman out of there, about a 300 prospect. So he made inroads already there, and that could be significant down the road. They definitely are in on some guys. His hiring of LSU, former LSU assistant, Uber defensive coach, Corey Raymond. I mean, my God, the list of guys that guy brought into LSU is unbelievable. I mean, Jamal Adams, Derek Stingley, Eli Ricks, Kristen Fulton, Tre'Davious White, all these guys that he lured and turned that place into really the real DBU. You know, that debate that goes on. And he's here now. They have 3 5-star cornerbacks that are looking hard at Florida. And you're even hearing Arch Manning's name bandied about. Whether that's even realistic, probably not. But if you get him over here and you show him something and connect with the kid, you never know where it can lead.
Edgar, on that quarterback front, Emory Jones obviously on